What's good, potatoes? It's been the lake here. I'm sobering up. It's been a while since I've had a video that actually had a point, so I'm going to do an editions of Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Now, this is actually from one of my favorite companies, Bandai Namco. Now, Bandai Namco has a big issue. Well, three big issues, actually. Their mechanics are always clunky. They usually have segments with fixed cameras, so that'll either be an overworld segment, a during mission segment, or in dungeon segment. It could even be a main menu segment. Same thing happened with God Eater and blah blah blah, every other title. It's very predictable. There's a lot of poorly written text in the game. An example would be, you are allowed to choose your gender in this game. There's no switch. Let me explain something very quickly about coding. You will have switches that react to variables and controls. The control would be the story. In this case, let's just throw that out there, that you couldn't comprise the entire story. But let's say it's a segment of text. The control would be the actual phrase. The switch would determine if it says him or her. The variable would be the gender that the player selects. If you choose female, the switch will flip and say her. If you choose male, switch flips, says him. Doesn't really have anything like that in this game. There are switches. You need switches. It's a core mechanic of actually making the game. But as far as like small details like that, it doesn't exist. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, Bandai Namco does do a little bit of hackneyed and stilted work, but it's fun. That's one thing I always love about Bandai Namco games. They are fun. No matter how much shit you have to put up with, no matter how clunky it may feel, it starts becoming organic after a while. Even if there's no likable characters in the game, you enjoy the world. Like God Eater. God Eater Rage Burst 2. I really didn't like any of the characters, but I had a lot of fun fucking playing it. Now, essentially, this is kind of like, well, it's Digimon. I'm not going to compare it to Pokemon. Basically, you capture Digimon, digivolve them through multiple stages, and pretty much watch them grow while you develop your own team, strive to catch them all, and solve some sort of big encompassing puzzle, which is why your body is suddenly mostly digital, I guess. They haven't really focused solely on a specific case, but there are plenty of cases in the game. You do become a cyber sleuth, so you're solving cybernetic crimes, which is usually a Digimon just doing something harmless. I'm not gonna lie, it's taken up a good 24 hours of gameplay so far. The biggest issue with it, though, is the first three were restricted to 2 levels in the main dungeon. Those don't go too rapidly, and it's a pain in the ass farming, 10 to 15 missions, or cases in this case. Is that a double negative? Or cases. Doing multiple missions in the same area that's small with low-level enemies that gets really repetitive, or maybe it's a really long run and the goal is at the end of it, which is the case most of the time, is tedious. It's not fun at all. You get to the 3rd or 4th floor, it's the 4th floor, and they incorporate elevators. So, not only are you, going from point A to point B, which is the very end of the map, you also have this clunky animation to go in between it. So you have to step onto the platform, your Digimon disappear, it raises, it stops, then they reappear and you can get off. That is roughly 10 to 15 seconds that is unnecessary. They might as well just have you step onto it, teleport to a pad above. That would be a faster animation. Now, this is a very fun turn-based RPG. I've been craving turn-based RPGs. I miss them. They were at the core of everything I enjoyed back in the day. If I had to pick one thing to go ahead and add, well, I was able to hop into this game even though I know nothing about Digimon. It's a great standalone title. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Even though I know nothing about these characters, I've slowly been getting attached to them, slowly starting to recognize them. It'd be nice to have some sort of index to give backstory to, most of the Digimon that you're going to come across. That's my small addition. Have you played the game? What do you think? Did you watch Digimon growing up? Go ahead and tell me some fun facts down below. What would you add? Go ahead and post that as well. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep on keeping on. I'll see you in the next video. Also, small extra thing. If you watched the wasp video, I did measure it. That motherfucker's over an inch long. If it stings me, it's going to have a bad day.